episode number 2.
DOS
episode. We wanted to get another one out ASAP, to be honest. I think after the last one we enjoyed it. Just an hour of banter, having a laugh, talking about different stuff. So we just wanted to get another one out.
Yeah, and I think we spent quite a bit of time just talking about ourselves when...
There's loads of other stuff that we couldn't talk about.
Yeah,
we just rambled on about ourselves for half an hour really, and then there were a few other things.
So, it's been a good response as well,
Yeah, I've really liked the response. There's been some good feedback on topics, things like that, which has been good. Having a good bit of input from friends that know us and will be honest with us, which is good. Just need to grow it, don't we? Smash some more pods out.
Well, that's the thing. We're here to do get a load of podcasts out, but we also need your help. So for the people that have listened, thank you very much, and watched on YouTube as well. Thank you for that.
Yeah, thank you.
But just keep sharing it, and
obviously it's in its infant stage, of a pod. Get it out, mate. Infant stage of a podcast, or a video pod, or whatever we want to call it.
Yeah.
And so it's just trying to build it. We've got a few people in mind as guests, which will be good.
Yes.
Even asked one this morning.
Nice.
In the shop this morning.
We did, yeah. We did.
All right, mate. We're only about 3 hours ago.
I know, I'm old.
This is being filmed on the 3rd of March.
Yeah.
It will probably be out next week.
Yeah.
Possibly. We might do it a bit sooner.
Yeah, I might put it out there. We say next week.
So maybe around the 10th of March if it's next week, but
Yeah.
it could be a bit sooner than that.
Yeah.
And then, lining up a few guests, get them on.
Yeah, we wanted to come on as well and do another podcast quick time, because we didn't really talk about current events. And I want to just dive into it right now. First event I want to talk about is just Kanye West, man. I'm just reading on Twitter. That guy. I remember when Kanye came out first time, and his music was awesome, his albums were awesome.
Yeah. You
didn't really hear about his personal life. But now, the guy, I can't tell if he's doing it as a show. I don't.
Yeah, there's part of me that says he's doing this to gain a lot of publicity, and then he's just going to drop a new album that's fire or something like that.
Yeah.
But I'm similar with you. I used to listen to Kanye all the time.
Yeah.
Although my genre of music's very different, I'm into your rock music sort of thing. It's even on the stairs on the way down, Ozzy Osbourne, that sort of stuff, Led Zeppelin. But I used to be big into Kanye, and I think there were an album where he did a collab with Nicki Minaj as well that were pretty fire.
Yeah.
Enjoyed that, but since then it's just gone downhill.
I wouldn't say it's gone downhill.
I would. That's my opinion. I think it's gone downhill. I think it's... this were another comment that I swore a lot on the last one.
Okay. Try and cut that out.
I'll try cut it down a bit, but it's just, to be fair, I don't swear that often outside of this. So I think this is my place to do it. But, I think it's shit.
I'm going to disagree.
But why? Give me a good reason to not say shit.
His music is fire, and it always has been. Literally, you could probably argue one album which were a little bit weird, but even the whole God album, the beats and everything were I enjoyed them. But it's just the personal side.
I enjoyed the beats.
Yeah, exactly. You could talk about music artists. You talk about R. Kelly. The guy's a fucking nut job, right? So we don't listen to his music anymore.
Yeah.
But the thing with Kanye is, he's not really done anything that bad. He's just basically, I'm jealous of my ex, right? Alright, he's just brought out some weird new video where it looks like he's burying up in Pete Davidson.
Yeah. Which
is weird, but it's his music's still good. His older albums and his first ones, were obviously better.
Yeah.
But I'm still into Kanye a lot.
Pete Davidson, what a guy.
See, again, I'm not going to disagree with you. To me, he's a guy. I've not really.
His comedy's ace as well.
Got into him. I've watched it once, twice, but other than that, I'm not really. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
old news, you know, like the thing about Taylor Swift that happened, and
Class.
like that was his first. To me, that was his first dick move, though. Like,
yeah, it was. Yeah.
His first dick move, and it was just weird.
Yeah, it was a little bit strange.
Like, I know we were calling out, like saying like it should have been someone else. Who was it that he said?
I think it was meant to be Beyonce.
Beyonce, yeah.
Which it should have been.
Well, yeah, but like you're not going to run on stage. Well, you are if you can, yeah, but he shouldn't have done that. And that was his first sort of downhill for me.
Yeah.
Like that for me, that was that point where it was like, this guy's a bit of a dick.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've watched the Joe Rogan podcast with him on. He's a bit strange on that. Some of the stuff that he says, you know. But
yeah, it's a weird one.
And then this whole thing with, like, I find weird that I don't know if it's because of his power, as in his people know who he is. You know, he can sort of do what he wants as such. Because he's Kanye, he can do what he wants. This whole thing of wanting to get his family back, cool.
Yeah.
But why get in a new relationship? And then still say, I want my family back. How does that other person, like, this is getting onto feelings, but like, how's that making that other, but he can do whatever he wants, he's Kanye.
Yeah.
If that happened in my life, if I was like, if me and my wife, you know, God forbid we split up, and then a couple of months down the line she got with somebody else, obviously I'd probably have a bit of jealousy, saying, I want my family back, you know, whether it was my mistake or not, whatever happens. And I was like, I want my family back, and then got with another person, started a relationship with another person where they're living with me and stuff like that, and then still being, I want my family back.
Yeah.
That's not going to go down like it does with Kanye.
No, it's not. I don't think, I don't really know what to say.
I just don't rate him, mate.
As a person, he's a strange guy.
He's in the bin.
Yeah, he's in the bin.
Music-wise, I don't rate him that much. Maybe 10 years ago I'd have rated him.
Yeah.
With like the original like Homecoming and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But now, probably not. I wouldn't choose to put on Kanye.
Fair enough. Right. Well, there we go. That's Kanye.
Yeah, Kanye to me is a Stewart, mate. He's a Stewart.
Oh, Stewart. So we have a term. It's called brew it or stew it. Brew it is good. Stew it is bad. And you're stewing.
I'm stewing Kanye. What are you doing?
I'm brewing Kanye.
You're brewing stewing?
I'm brewing stewing. I'm brewing Kanye later in car. I'm going to blast him.
Yeah.
So that's Kanye for that topic.
Yeah, he's a weird guy.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to say that you're.
But let us know, brew it or stew it.
What do you think of Kanye and his situation? Are you brewing it? Are you stewing it? Let us know. We'll do a poll on Instagram as well. Kanye West, brew it or stew it. Now, sticking on with current events and stuff like that. Obviously, Kanye is a current event. He's been like a current event for the past 5 years.
Yeah.
You know, like with some of the stuff that's going on. Obviously, having a relationship with one of the most popular models in the business.
Yeah.
Actually, going back to Kanye, I listened to a podcast the other day. It was a snippet of it was Kylie in it, his ex-wife.
No, Kim.
Kim Carter. So obviously, I'm massive into it, and I know the names and stuff. Kim, and there's some stuff that the guy's done that's decent. Like
it's not all bad.
Even while they've been broken up, you know, she got offered a brand deal. She didn't mention the name of the brand, but it was like a 6-figure deal. And she asked his opinion, and he said no. I believe it was a sporting, you know, and obviously Kanye's got Yeezy. And so it was this 6-figure. They said no. She said, asked the opinion. Kanye said, I don't think you should do it. She took his opinion seriously and responded and didn't do it. And then the following week, he sent her envelope in the post, and it was the same figure as that brand deal.
Yeah.
Like doing stuff like that, obviously.
Yeah. That's nice. I mean, she's got enough money.
I know she's got enough money, but for him to be like, look, I don't think you should do that, and then send her the money that she could have got, and to be like, look, I'll support you with that instead.
That's fair enough.
But Kanye is like a current event all year round. To be fair,
yeah, he is.
So getting a bit serious because it's in the news everywhere, and I think we should talk about it. Is the current situation with Russia and Ukraine?
Yeah, this is.
I should have put Russia first, then fuck Russia. Put Ukraine first.
Yeah.
The current situation with Ukraine.
Yeah, we can all agree that we're going to fucking stew Russia.
Oh, I'm stewing it all day.
Nobody's like, even Russians are fucking stewing Russia, like. But just I don't get war. We had a conversation about it earlier, and you made a valid point, and it made me think. I just don't get it. If you're going to invade a country, I'll take it over, right?
Yeah, I know what you're going to say.
Right, it's all good and well, but to go and then just fucking annihilate that country with bombs, so you've made it completely rubble and shit and horrible. Oh, I've taken it over now. Now I have to spend.
What are you going to do with it?
Yeah, I have to spend all this money rebuilding it.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Why?
What's the point?
Like, yeah, I just don't.
Maybe there is a bigger point to it, and I'm just a bit like, I'm not that up to scratch on politics and all that sort of jazz. And maybe there is a political reason behind it, like to secure more land. But like, what's the point in one? Obviously, damaging lives and tearing families apart and stuff like that it's to me is barbaric. Like to kill civilians and to kill anyone, but obviously there's people trained in Ukraine to fight against this Russian army, but like these civilians that are losing shit, like they're bombing like hospitals and shit.
Yeah, I don't get that. I don't. He's Putin, whatever you say it.
Putin. Yorkshire way.
Yeah, Putin. Flipping not bad.
It's like that Canadian, that Putin. Is that cheesy chips or gravy?
But I'm just baffled by it because I don't understand. Right, you've taken over Ukraine. Then what? Yeah, what? Why? And
I think now it's clear that I don't know if he had an idea that he would take over Ukraine and then the Ukraine population would be like, "You're our leader now.
Mm-hmm.
Let's fight for you and take over the world."
Woo! You just bombed us.
Yeah, but it's completely turned on its head.
Yeah,
and it's like, I don't get why you thought that would happen anyway. Like, but it's one of them. Maybe that's just his thought process of, I'm going to take over this country, and then they're all going to fight for me, and then I'll take over another country, and then another one.
Yeah, it is a strange thing. Like, and I know a lot of stuff has come from it. Like, I was reading about like FIFA of you can't Russia now. People are not wanting to play any sort of Russian football teams. Or even the Russian national team in the World Cup qualifiers.
Even the Paralympics have been pulled out today as well.
Yeah,
the Belarus and Russian teams.
Yeah, they've been pulled out, and then what I read about in Moscow, there's like the Apple Pay and the Google Pay.
Oh yeah.
People will try to get on trains and stuff like that, paying with Apple Pay, and it's just all been stopped and cancelled, and you can't do it. So they were like all stuck waiting for the train, and I just found that brilliant. And just. Like Russian vodka, this is another one.
Yeah.
Like, people have just stopped buying it, and it's like, I thought all vodka came from Russia, but that is me being stereotypical. I'm stereotyping that, and I apologise for that, but it doesn't. But there are like Russian vodkas, and people just stop selling it, and I love it. I love the support.
I do as well.
Like, Ukraine, you can do this.
Yeah, if there was going to be like a world sort of a king of the world, to me right now it would be this Russian Prime Minister.
Yeah.
He is an absolute champion. Not Russian Prime... Oh my God. I meant Ukrainian.
You confused the hell out of me then.
Yeah. Right? No, so what I meant is the Ukrainian Prime Minister.
Right, thank God.
Yeah. Sorry about that. I meant the Ukrainian Prime Minister or whatever they call him over there.
I've seen pictures of him like just sat with coffees and stuff with soldiers. And
that comment that he responded, I think it was to Biden. Biden was like, "We'll send over, we'll send over a plane to get you out of that country."
Yeah.
And he's like, "I don't need a lift. I need ammo.
I need support.
I need ammo.
Yeah.
I need troops. I want to." And then the day after, he was in his uniform, out front line,
class,
taking his country forward.
And the Klitschko brothers.
Klitschko.
He came out yesterday. Apparently, he's killed 11 people.
Yeah, man.
What a guy!
I hope he did it all with punches.
All one punch bag.
Yeah.
What a guy!
Like that kid. Have you seen that video? That kid that's like, "I'm going to knock his beard off." That's. He's talking about Santa. Yeah. I'm going to knock his beard off.
Yeah.
I hope Klitschko did that.
Yeah.
I'm going to knock their chins off.
Yeah, just
boosh. But imagine that. Imagine being that guy, that Russian soldier that's like, "Let's go, boys."
Yeah.
And then they walk in, and there's just Klitschko stood there like,
"Come on, then." Him and his brother.
"Let's be having it.
Yeah.
You want some? I'll give it you."
Yeah. I don't think they talk like that.
But that's what I hope he does though. Like, just takes all these memes and just uses them like, "You want some? I'll give it you."
Yeah.
You got no fans.
Like that. But
you've literally got no fans.
This is like, I know it's war, so obviously both parties are going to war, but I think Ukraine, like, obviously defending themselves, and I'm not saying that they're in the wrong, they're not in the wrong, they're defending themselves. I saw a video yesterday of Ukraine soldiers, and they'd captured these 2 Russian soldiers.
Yeah.
And instead of torturing them, killing them, they gave him a brew.
Oh, I've seen the video.
And he was letting him FaceTime the mum.
Saying that he didn't understand what was going on. And
I just found it, like, that to me there is a country that is, like, respectful, and they deserve to win just off that. Like, deserve to keep the country. Russia, we don't know what's going on. Me and Logan are sat here now, we're confused. A lot of people are confused.
He doesn't even remember his conversation 3 hours ago, so like,
I think
anybody
who's out there or anybody who's listening and you from Ukraine, we support you 100% and hope that,
I'm behind you.
Yeah, we hope that it can be solved.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of people that are travelling to Ukraine as well, which gives me a big sense of pride. I don't know about you, like these men and women that are deciding to go over, whether it's supporting people evacuating, whether it's using their military experience or any experience that they've got. So I've seen some videos where there's somebody with no experience, but it's like, this is just what I feel that's right to do, and I feel very proud about them, and good on them.
It's class, and I think obviously it's been done for. The new thing is it's been done for war crimes now.
Yeah, I read that as well. I mean, obviously this is not a political podcast that we know the ins and outs of everything, but we read what we read, and we can only talk about that. And but I've read it was something to do with a vacuum bomb that he dropped, which is against. It's against war, combat.
You can't do that. Sorry.
It's kind of weird that there is laws within war, but I mean, I think that the next thing that people are worrying about, and I don't think media does. I don't think it does it very, very good. Is obviously a nuclear attack now.
Yeah,
like that's on the forefront of everyone's mind.
Yeah,
and there's part of me that, I mean, on my personal, not my personal, but on Unmasked profile, I was going to do a video about it the other day, about not consuming too much news.
Yes. Yeah.
I think we consume so much news that we can worry ourselves, but I do think it's appropriate right now to consume some news.
Yeah.
To know where we stand, what we're doing, what's going on in the world.
Yeah.
In case something does happen, in case you step over the border, or so I do think it's important that you have a look at the news, but with this nuclear attack and stuff like that, I think with so many news outlets that have different opinions or different wording of things, it can scare a population, and it's at that point now where I think there's a lot of anxiety, a lot of fear, and especially obviously Ukraine, but in these in our country, neighbouring countries to Ukraine, news sources like that are just saying this is it, the world's at end. It puts a lot of fear in people. It
does, yeah. Last point on that, did you see the guy who works on that Russian yacht? So there's a guy who owns a Russian yacht, guy, and he helps build arms or something for...
human arms?
Not human arms, obviously.
Just a stalker with a human arm. Yeah, I've got a spare, mate.
What do you need, a left? I've only got right. Sorry, pal. No, he makes weaponry or something. And and he had somebody who works on his yacht who's a Ukraine citizen, and the guy...
Ukrainian would be the word, mate.
Yeah, Ukrainian.
Yeah.
And he tried to sunk his yacht. And I was like, that's class.
What do you mean?
Like, he literally put a hole in it so it sunk.
The Ukrainian guy did?
Yeah.
Right, okay. Yeah. Or, actually, the only Russian that I'm shouting out, right, two. One guy on TikTok that dances. Legend.
Yeah.
Obviously, then people that are totally against this in Russia, standing up and protesting, big shout out to them. But I don't know if you saw the news today, Roman Abramovich is selling Chelsea now. And I don't know if you've seen the news point. Well, he's selling Chelsea and a lot of his assets that are in the UK.
Yeah.
So there's yachts, helicopters, planes, stuff like that. Obviously, he has all that shit.
Yes.
But he's selling it, and then the net profit that he makes from them sales is going towards any victims of war and Ukraine.
No, it's class.
How good's that?
Big up.
And Roman Abramovich is not actually been sanctioned yet in the UK.
No, he hasn't, no.
And so he's doing this
off his own back. Yeah.
To be like, I want to support these people of Ukraine. Yeah. What's going on is wrong.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Ukraine. Yeah. Big up Ukraine. We're behind you.
We are.
Yeah.
Right. Last little current event, which I've just seen. Well, I haven't just seen because I've been waiting for it for a long time. New Batman film.
Yeah, I've read a bit about this. I'm probably going to go see it with my wife, to be fair.
Yeah.
She did mention it a bit ago, should we have a date night?
Nice.
Nice. We don't often get a date night, so I think we're going to go see it. I don't know yet, but I've read a bit about it, that it's not good.
See, I'm the opposite. I've heard that is one of the best.
So, what's the new actor for Batman? What's he called?
Patterson. Is it Robert?
Yeah. Robert. So that's the part that I've read that's bad. So he's acting as Batman.
So I read that it's one of the best, or it could be one of the best Batmans.
Could be.
Yes.
How can that happen? Could be the best Batman if it's already out. Or is it going to just...
Well, it continues to evolve? It continues. Well, you obviously, it comes out and then it continues to grow in terms of revenue, Rotten Tomatoes, reviews and all this kind of stuff. My personal favourite Batman is obviously the Christian Bale trilogy.
Yeah.
I could watch them every single time, every single day.
Is that the one with Tom Hardy's Bane?
Yes. Yeah. And Heath Ledger's Joker, which is, for me, you can't beat it.
No.
So I'm excited to see it in terms of how it matches up, because I've heard good things and now I've heard bad things. So and I'm a massive superhero fan. So
it was more in his acting.
Right. Okay.
The bits that I've read, it was more in his acting, how he just didn't really fit the role as Batman.
Yeah.
But that's yet to be seen from me, so I don't really know.
Mm-hmm.
But to be fair, I've not been that massive into Batman.
Yeah.
It was something that I sort of skipped past. I'm big into Marvel. I like Marvel. I'm not as big as some like yourself, my mate Doug.
Yeah.
Doug is, which we're going to get Doug on the podcast. I've asked him to come on. He's a good chap. So he's the second founder. He's one of the other founders of Unmasked.
Mm-hmm.
But he's a big Marvel fan,
Mhm.
massive man, and he would happily sit through, watch a Marvel series twice, 3 times, and just do that. I'm sure you would. You're into Marvel like that. Well, superheroes. Hey, did you know that? I'm pretty sure that it's either Marvel or DC owns the right to the word superhero.
I think it's Marvel.
Is it Marvel?
Mm-hmm.
That's mad. That. So if you bring out a film that's about
Yeah.
person that's it. Anyway,
Yeah.
digress. I do like Marvel. I do like superhero stuff. I do like DC. I like Superman, and I think that's where I went. I went more towards Superman when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Used to get the comics, Superman comics, stuff like that. So I sort of skipped past Batman. Started watching it a bit. I personally think the best Batman is the one with Arnold in it, with Mr. Freeze.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Can't remember if that's Michael Keaton as Batman or if that's George Clooney.
See, this is something. I think it's George Clooney, but this is something that I don't follow as well. Like, I'm not like like the James Bond thing, like where people talk about, it was best when so and so was
Pierce
Bond.
Brosnan.
Pierce Brosnan, Brosnan. Pierce Brosnan was the best, but.
See,
I'm not about that. I don't care.
I'm massively into films, especially like I love James Bond. I've seen all the James Bonds. I've seen all of the Marvel films many times. I've done it where I've watched the episodes of the TV series that go in between each Marvel film. I've watched all that. I've watched all the DC films. I was a massive DC fan, but like everybody else, I kind of got into the Marvel universe.
They've just done it right, though, haven't they?
They have done it right. I think they have done it right, and DC kind of messed up. But then they brought out the Justice League again, the Snyder Cut, and it was unbelievable. Just like they pretty much given free reign, and they were like, "This is awesome."
Yeah.
But yeah, if nobody knows out there, it's a little fact for you. The Marvel universe started with Blade.
Yeah. Was it? I didn't know that.
Yeah, so Blade, Wesley Snipes?
Yeah.
That's Marvel.
Yeah?
Yeah, boy.
Is it on Disney Plus?
Yeah.
Is it?
I think I'm pretty sure it is.
Shout out to Disney Plus. They have dominated.
Disney Plus is class.
They have literally come in and dominated the streaming. I personally think, but that's probably because it's my sort of stuff that's on there. Like Marvel, History Channel, stuff like that. But. I personally, when it comes to movies, I'm a massive fan of like Django, The Hateful Eight, Inglourious Bastards. Right. I'm down that sort of route of films.
Nice.
I do enjoy the Marvel stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Avengers were class.
Yeah.
Thor Ragnarok, probably one of my favourites.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm not too sure on Batman though. I'm not too sure.
You need to watch, honestly, Dark Knight.
And there's a part of me as well that I don't like older movies, which is weird because like Django came out fair, probably like 2011 or something like that.
It came out. But it's an old movie.
It's an old movie, but there's not much cinematic sort of stuff in it.
Right. Yeah.
There's a lot of close-ups. There's a lot of really poignant film shots and stuff. But there's no like massive, jumping off buildings and that sort of thing.
I get what
and so there's a part I don't like going back to the beginning of something, like going back to the beginning of 007, going back to the beginning of the Batman series, because I just think it looks shit.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? There is a comical part of it, as if they used to do it this way.
Yeah.
But it looks shit.
Yeah.
And I don't want to watch it.
That's fine.
So I think there's a few series like, I don't know, like The Office.
Yeah.
Like, I've watched all the American Office.
Yeah.
But I don't want to go watch the old Office, the original Office.
The UK Office.
The UK Office. Because I just feel like it's a bit outdated and shit.
Yeah. See, they're both class. They're both unbelievable.
Yeah.
I prefer the US, but they are.
The only one that I can get behind is Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
I can go back to the beginning of that, watch that. Same with Vikings.
Yeah.
But even then, Vikings was at a time where and again, it's not that cinematic as in like there's battle scenes, but it's just literally someone wielding a sword. They're not diving through windows and jumping out of helicopters and whatnot. Explosions and stuff like that.
Right.
Yeah, man.
So that's current events.
Current events. I don't think there's another current event on my mind at the moment. To be fair,
I'm trying to. No.
I did see something about vaping earlier on.
Vaping?
Which, yeah, but you don't really have that opinion on vape. No. Do you have an opinion on vaping?
Not really, no.
Yeah?
No.
What's your opinion on walking down the street, right? So I used to be a smoker.
Yeah.
Started smoking when I was 16.
Yeah.
Went hardcore straight into Marlboro Reds, and smoked up until I'd have been probably 25 maybe.
Yeah.
I might have been 24. I think I was 24 actually. And I quit the day that I found out my wife was pregnant. So as soon as I found out, right, quit. Yeah. I don't want to smoke around you. And at that time, vaping was becoming a thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like there was the pens that you used to get from a corner shop, but I got my first ever piece of vaping equipment, I guess, from Lloyd's Pharmacy. Right, so the part of me was thinking right, this is the healthier way to quit smoking. So I went and did that, and then since then I've just not stopped vaping, I guess. But for instance, I got off the bus this morning behind somebody, straight away pulled out a cig, lit a cig, started smoking, and I detest the smell of smoke now. Yeah. To say I smoked for so long,
detest.
And it's a strong word. It's a strong word.
I detest
the smell of smoking now. Yeah. It's not something that I enjoy. I don't like it. When I did smoke, I wouldn't even notice that someone was smoking. Do you know what I mean? It's completely changed. And I don't even smoke on a night out anymore. It used to be that sort of, I'll have a cigarette on a night out, but I don't anymore. I don't like tasting smoke. I don't. But what's your opinion on that for one? Getting behind someone smoking in your face, and second, vaping, because vaping's now the thing. Yeah. Everyone vapes, whether it's disposables, having a device. Like you've seen mine's pretty bulky. Yeah. Big cloud sort of thing. But getting that blown in your face, but not obviously on purpose. Someone's not sat blowing it in your face, but blowing it out, coming in your face. Coming. What's your opinion on someone coming in your face?
Coming in your face. Right, I don't want that.
Yeah.
For one.
Jokes.
Yeah.
You do want it.
No. But no, in terms of vapes and cigarettes, I've grown up with parents who've smoked throughout childhood. All my brothers and sisters, they smoke. Mm-hmm. I've never done it. I've never been fussed for it. When you kind of go in school, people go, let's have a fag. I was I'm cool because I had a cig. And it's
yeah, that was a weird thing with me though. I started smoking at 16.
Yeah, that's not.
I'd left school at 16.
Yeah.
But yeah, so you grew up around it, but...
Grew up around it, never done it. I hate the smell of it. My mum still does it now, and but she's kind of changed the way. She never smokes in her own house. She never smokes in her own house. She'll go in the garden, and it's all right, that's a bit weird now, but fair enough. Yeah, you try to change a little bit. But yeah, when somebody lights a cig and then it hits you in the face, and it's oh my god, what the fuck? And you kind of that. I hate it. Vaping's not so bad because it's literally you can. It's
you can smell the flavour that you've got or whatever. But even though I vape and did smoke, I don't like smoke coming in my face.
You don't like stuff coming in your face.
I don't like things coming in my face.
Yeah. Hard
and fast. But when it comes to vaping, I even don't like that, to be fair.
Right.
For me, I personally find it a bit disrespectful.
Yeah, it is a little bit disrespectful because it's I
know it's their thing and it's my thing as well. I get off the bus and I vape myself, but I'm always conscious of my surroundings.
Yeah.
So I'm right, is there anyone behind me? Yeah, won't vape.
Right.
Or I'm walking down from work, there might be a kid going to school, and they're 5 meters back. They're a bit away. I still don't choose to vape just because I don't want that smoke to go in that kid's face.
Yeah, I get that.
And
it's
my choice to do it. Do you know what I mean? It's my choice. It's not their choice to vape.
Yeah.
And they shouldn't be subject to it.
Yeah.
Because it's my choice. So I'm pretty opinionated on it, and I've got a habit of holding it in now as well. Like if I hate saying it, but if I do need to vape, because I do smoke with nicotine in it.
Yeah.
So there is an addiction or whatever. I know we spoke about getting a guest on called Liza. She volunteers for my organisation as a counsellor, and she's got her own opinion on the word addiction. To be fair, so it should be a good one to have a chat about that. But for me, I believe I am addicted to nicotine. I do vape with nicotine, but I've got in the habit of if there is someone behind me and I do need to, I can hold it in.
Yeah.
Whether that's good for me or not, I don't know. It's
But mine's more for like a thing of children and kids and stuff like that. Like maybe that's just from my upbringing. Like I've seen like how my mum and dad are, and they just do it freely. And I'm like, you're not giving your child the best chance to, not like they potentially more often than not they'll grow up to smoke, if that makes sense.
Yeah. My dad was similar to your mum, as in a female. No, smoked outside the house. He never smoked in the house. Never.
Yeah.
He's never come in and smoked. And I mean, even when we go out as kids, like go shopping on a weekend, he'd have a cigarette, but he would go and have a cigarette before we got in the car. That would be the only time I would smell smoke on my dad.
Yeah.
Was when he got in the car and you could smell it on them.
Yeah.
But the thing is, my dad smoked Marlboro Reds.
Right.
And the first cigarette that I smoked was Marlboro Reds.
Yeah.
It was a subconscious thing. When I saw it, he had packets of Marlboro Reds on the shelf next to the door to the way out, to go out and have a cigarette. And you would like subliminal messaging, I saw that packet, I knew the word Marlboro, I knew the font, I knew the colour, the red packet with the V. Yeah. And when it came to going to the shop to buy some cigarettes, you just instantly, I know that packet, I'll have 10 Marlboro Reds.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I saw it today in the news actually about vaping. This is what I was getting onto, I guess. Yeah. Was that there's now a study to show that it can cause diabetes.
Yeah.
So that's another thing, but that's out there to worry, I guess. And
yeah,
I've been doing it now for 5 years, and now they're coming out and saying, "Oh, it could." But obviously, like, there's your regular flavours. You can get tobacco flavoured vape. But even that has artificial sweeteners in it and stuff like that, and I think that's where it's coming from. I think there's always something to try and prove something's bad in there. There's always, like you could probably write an article about why coffee's bad.
Yeah, coffee or like
Diet Coke.
Diet Coke, the aspartame can cause cancer. But whatever. It's one of those we can get into a massive conversation about those things and stuff like that. So I think we could do that, or we could move on to today's subject.
Yeah, this subject's a hard hit for me. I don't know how. It's a tough one for me, but
we're going to talk about how like disciplining your children. So we are both fathers.
Yeah,
believe it or not.
I've got a 4-year-old, 5 in September.
Yeah, I've got 7 and a 10, and so mine are a little bit older. But we were all kids once, so we know how we were disciplined as children.
Mm-hmm.
Like compared to now, and compared to when you was a child, how has it changed in terms of
a lot?
It's like an interview.
It is, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't like that. That's weird. So how did your mum used to smack you?
She didn't. She never did. So my mum was really relaxed as a parent. Right. Shout out to Sarah, legend. She fantastic as a parent, and she allowed us to have a lot of freedom, which I think in turn made us respectful as kids.
Yeah.
Me and my brother were really respectful to my mum. You know, she did allow us a lot of freedom, as in I got my first tattoo at 15.
Yeah.
You know, my mum paid for that.
Nice.
Whether that's, you know, it's that she gave me an option. I said I wanted to...
Shout out to that tattoo artist.
Shout out to the tattoo artist. I won't name him.
Yeah.
But, oops. But, yeah, so she gave me I said I wanted to either get a tattoo or a piercing.
Yeah.
And she was like, well, either one, pick one, I'll pay for it. And I got my first tattoo I've always called my mom Mama. Yeah. Always. And so my first tattoo on my chest is Mama.
Nice.
But yeah, she gave us a lot of freedom, and in turn, I think me and my brother then was like, you know, my mom allows us to do stuff that we want to do. We'll respect that.
Nice.
We'll respect her. So we never. I'm not saying that we didn't play up. You know, me and my brother used to fight all the time.
Yeah.
Not really that like it's not often that we fell out, but you know we'd piss about at home all the time.
Yeah,
you know, me and my brother were big into wrestling, and so my brother had the attic bedroom, and I remember growing up when I was a little, like a young kid. Mm-hmm. All I wanted was this Thomas the Tank Engine train set.
Yeah.
That's all I wanted. Every Christmas, Thomas Tank Engine train set. I just wanted this train set. And I was big into trains then, like as in Hornby and shit like that.
Yeah.
And I wanted this Thomas the Tank Engine one. And my brother used to bribe me upstairs with it. So my brother's 4 years older than me, so it'd be like 8, I'd be 4, or, you know. Yeah. And
that's how that works.
That's how that works. And I think he was probably about 11 at the time, so I'd have been like 5. No, my maths is off there. I'd have been 7. Yeah, I'd have been 7. And he used to bribe. He'd be like, "Oh, Logan, I'm like, what's up?" And he'd like, "Oh, I've got that. I've got your present.
Yeah.
I got your present." I'm like, "What is it? What is it?" Like, you have to come up and see it. It's that thing that you always wanted. Like, Thomas and Tank Engine. Run upstairs every single time.
And you as a child.
And I'd get like DDT'd. Some weeks he'd do like he'd rock bottom me onto bed, you know. But that would just our chat. So we'd piss about a lot.
Yeah.
You know, there has been occasions where we did fight, and there were a point where he nearly pushed me down the stairs. That was pretty scary. My mum lives in a terraced house, 4 stories.
Yeah.
There's like 3 flights of stairs, so that'd be a long way down. Because it's pretty much stairwell after stair, like it'd be like, and then you just think yourself, oh my god, yeah. My dad's house was different though.
Yeah.
So, yeah, discipline wise, we wasn't really that disciplined, as in. My dad did. I don't know if he believed in it, but I've seen him. What's even the right term? Spank.
Yeah,
hit.
Smack.
When you say hit, it sounds super brutal.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, but yeah.
When you say spank, it sounds super fucking weird.
Yeah, your dad used to spank you.
Spank. Yeah. I don't think he's ever spanked me, but he's
got his little paddle.
I remember he once did it to my brother. And that was a tough day at our house, at my dad's house at the time. Like, my parents separated when I was 2, so and I think that's one of the moments where, you know, that sort of changed my brother's views on my dad. But other than that, we were disciplined in a different way. So, like, you know, we were very structured, as in you had to ask to leave the table. You know, once you finished, you know, there wasn't pudding if you didn't finish your dinner. And then, if you needed the toilet, you'd, please may I leave the table?
Yeah.
Stuff like that. Once you finish your dinner, you'd have to leave the table as well. It was a family time, I guess, and you know, it's so. But we wasn't really disciplined in that sense. But I think my dad is a big figure of a man. You know, growing up, all I knew is that he worked at a local company, Marshalls, worked there, grafting, you know, hard labour, and then on a weekend he was a doorman. And so again, another position that's quite strong, or seen as strong and stuff like that. And you know, big up to my stepmom as well, actually, that helped bring us up as children. To be fair, we'd go to my dad's house on a Friday night, and my dad worked on Friday nights and slept on Saturdays because he would come home at 3 a.m. So you know, we didn't actually see my dad that much. Mm-hmm. The times that we did, it was good. He was into he allowed us to watch wrestling, he allowed us to watch UFC, stuff like that. We were young kids, and we were privileged kids, you know, as well. Like, he always helped us out in that sense, like bought us clothes. You know, when PS2 came out, we had the PS2. Nice. You know, stuff like that. You know, but discipline, it's different to how I treat my child. I'll be 100% honest, me and my dad don't have a good relationship. So it's one of them where I personally don't want to be my dad as a parent, if you understand what I mean. So I don't want to be my dad as a parent. Mm-hmm. So I changed the way that I parent to not be that person.
Get that?
Yeah,
I grew up kind of say the same way. Like, I've got 4 brothers and 2 sisters, but I've got one brother who's younger, James, and we are, I won't say real brothers. We have the same mum and dad, so we grew up together. And now I look back and I'm like, you know, he's literally my best mate. Yeah. Right. But I also have the other brothers and sisters who I'd spent time with, but they were a lot older than me by the time I was, you know, old enough to go and do things. So they're 10, 15 years older than me. So I never really got to spend time with the kids. But as a child, it was me and James. And it was the same for us. So my dad lived in Gibraltar, in a different country. And so we were raised by my mum. And she literally worked like 2 jobs. Yeah. So we literally got to do whatever we want. Never got forced to do homework. Never got forced to eat his tea. Literally wrestled every night. And we didn't take the piss, like, in terms of, like, we're allowed to do whatever we want. When his mum said we'd do something, like, we did it because she'd fucking smack us. Like, there's no even... Like, not even like, oh, she used to spank us like with a little tap. Like, I remember time mum used to grab us and she'd dead leg us with a knee. Like, fucking little shits. Like, you know what I mean? And it's not to say she were a bad mum, because she wasn't at all. She was a great mum. But like I said, just people discipline in different ways. Like my dad, never been disciplined by my father. I'm 31 years old, never been disciplined by my dad. Ever. Because he left when we were younger, I feel like he'd gone to another country, he'd got in a new relationship with my stepmom, who, again, we used to go to Gibraltar, and me and James were like, well, it's fucking 6, 7, 8 weeks in the summer, and we're in Gibraltar, and we get to do whatever we want. My dad's at work, my stepmom's at work. On a weekend, you know, he'd come home and they'd have a drink and we'd go and do stuff, and it'd be great time. But never disciplined us. She tried, as in my stepmom tried, but because obviously we lived in the relaxed way we did in terms of with my mom and my dad, we just never used to listen to her. And I feel sorry, like now, obviously I apologise when we got a lot older and we thanked her for looking after us and stuff like that, but as kids we were just little shits. But yeah, like we were the same, like we never skipped school. Well, I didn't anyway, James did a lot. I never skipped school, and because I loved going to school, I found it fucking awesome, not in terms of like doing the lessons, but just being a part of friends and stuff like that. I found it awesome. Whereas James was just like a little shit, and he just did whatever he wanted. But we used to fight a lot, and when I say fight, I'm not talking like we used to fucking just like, we used to fight. So I'd made James bleed, he's broke my ribs, we used to, like, we once had a fight in a park, like proper fist fight. I once kicked him downstairs and he almost broke his leg. I smashed a window in his face. Yeah, we used to fight.
That's brutal.
I'm not surprised we don't hate each other, to be honest. But yeah, then I grew up and had kids myself, and then when it came to like disciplining them, I again was like, I have a good relationship with my dad, and So when it came, I was like, well, I want to be different to my dad in terms of when I actually not look after my kids, but I want to like be a part of their lives more.
Yeah.
And when it came to disciplining them, have I smacked my kids before? Yes, I have. And I'll admit that.
Okay.
But I've thought about it now, and I look back now, and I'm like, why? And I was just like, well, maybe that's the way I was brought up. That's the way I was disciplined. So I was like, that's how I do it. Like there are now, I don't smack my kids, but I go ape shit. Like, fuck me, they test me, and kids do. They will test you to the point of testing. And Oliver's 10, and he's a lazy shit. Don't tidy his bedroom, and I'm like, how do I tell him? I've tried everything. Well, I have tried everything. But I know one thing that gets him, where he will tidy his bedroom, and it's like, oh, just take his TV or his PlayStation off him. So it's like,
yeah, I mean, I that's a similar way to even the word discipline. I'm not a massive fan of, to be fair, but like that word discipline is. I mean, what I'm going to say sounds like that word sounds too intense for what I'm like.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you've met my daughter. She's well behaved. She's quiet. She's happy, sat doing what she does.
Yeah.
You know, and we're in 2022, and people will disagree about technology. But you know, like she has not an iPad. It's a Fire tablet or whatever, which allows us to play on games, watch YouTube Kids, and she's big into YouTube Kids. She loves it.
Yeah.
And we have Google Home hubs around the house, so they're the Google ones with a little screen.
Yeah.
And she knows how to put it on. She knows what to say. You know, like she'll say, "Google play Trinity and Beyond."
Yeah.
On YouTube videos. And I guess that's one of the only ways that I feel comfortable disciplining my child is to take one of them things away to get things done. One of the big things at the moment is brushing teeth.
Yeah.
It's a nightmare.
Yeah.
It's a nightmare.
Yeah, it's a struggle.
And, you know, it's not her fault that it's a nightmare. And I'm not going to put a blame on anybody, actually, because the doctors did what they need to do.
Yeah.
But my daughter was born and she has a lactose intolerance and milk protein intolerance. So lactose-free stuff still has milk proteins in, and she was tolerant to that. So, which luckily she's grown out of.
That's good.
But she still has a dairy intolerance, as in, so we have lactose-free milk at home.
Yeah.
But so she had milk prescribed to her as a baby. So she had to go into formula. So she had milk prescribed to her. And it was full of sugar.
Yeah.
Just annihilated her teeth. And so the poor kids, she hates brushing her teeth.
Yeah.
She understands that brushing her teeth will help fix it, but she hates it because sometimes it hurts, or and the only way that we can get her to brush her teeth, because we need to be disciplined in a way of brushing her teeth in the morning, brushing her teeth at night. And as parents, you need to follow these rules as well.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's the only time really that discipline, that word discipline, comes into it, is when something needs to be done.
Yeah.
We need to get ready for school. And she's always, her reply is always, 2 more minutes, 2 more minutes, 2 more minutes. Let me just watch this. It's like, right, well, we'll take that away if we don't get ready.
Yeah.
And I think because the kids, sometimes they don't understand, and she doesn't understand that if she gets ready now, she can watch it for 5 more minutes. Do you know what I mean? She gets it done quick, she can watch more.
Yeah. I try and tell my kids that the quicker you take your bedroom, you clean your bedroom, it'll take 2 minutes, and then you can go about whatever you're doing.
Yeah.
But no, it's like, I'll do it. And so just do it now. Just literally do it right now. 30 seconds, 2 minutes, boom, done. And
there's a reason why you want your child to clean your. They could leave it as a mess. They could do, and it's not really acceptable. That room's there for them to go sleep, and I'm not saying let your kids have a shithole as a bedroom, but I know your reasoning behind this. I think we work in the same mind of that sets them up for the future.
Yeah.
So in the future, they're gonna tidy up around themselves. They're gonna pick up after themselves. They're gonna, maybe I don't do it as much as I should do, but certainly a couple of years ago, when I was living on my own or with a mate, I had that mentality of, well, if you get it out of the drawer and you use it, say deodorant, right? You get deodorant out of the drawer, use the deodorant, put it on the side.
Yeah.
Put it back where it was.
Just put it. Yeah.
I mean, I'm a bit slack on that now.
Yeah.
You change as an adult, you change as a parent, things like that. Sometimes you just need to get things done quick, don't you? But
well, it's the thing. I think as a child, I was never. It's tough to say. I was never taught things. So as children, you go to school and you're taught how to do maths and English and whatnot, right? But when do you ever get taught to make your own breakfast?
Yeah, you don't.
Well, I've obviously you do food tech, but I mean it's food tech, and it's we made a curry once. I've taught Oliver now. If he woke up, fair enough, yeah, anyone can make a bowl of cereal, but it's he'll get his own cereal, and then he'll help Pippa out and get her cereal. If he wanted to make himself scrambled eggs on toast, he could get all the stuff out and make himself scrambled eggs on toast.
Yeah, and I guess that's not because you can't be asked to do that for him.
No.
It's because you want him to have that ability as growing up as a teenager to, if you need to work, if he's 14, 15, I don't know what the legal age is to leave your child at home on their own.
No,
I don't know what that is, but, say 16, sat at home, playing at Xbox, you're at work, Mrs. at work, other kids are at school, he's not just going to go hungry. He'll know how to make something.
Yeah,
that's the reason behind it.
Right, do you know how to make your own sandwich? It's not me going, I'm just laying on the sofa, make your own stuff. It's no, literally, do you need to, I'm going to teach you how to do this. I've taught him how to use the coffee machine at work. He wanted to learn that. Yeah,
he came on a weekend, didn't he, and was like, can I make a brew?
Yeah.
Didn't drink it, obviously, but he just wants to practice the art.
Yeah,
latte art or whatever.
Yeah, he's massively into just doing stuff himself. And I called him out for being lazy a bit earlier, but when I say he's lazy, it's he doesn't tidy up after himself. Most of the time I'm doing that. But even putting a wash on, look, this is how you do it. Put that in there, you put your tablet in, or whatever, and then you just press this button. Yeah. And it's on.
And I guess with that, I guess you're not expecting him to just do his own washing now for the rest of his life.
No, not at all.
It's just showing him these skills, these little things that he can take into being an adult. When you mentioned about cooking breakfast and stuff, my daughter's very fortunate to go to a preschool that is fantastic.
Yeah.
Brilliant with kids. And I mean, I think a lot of preschools are brilliant with kids, you know what I mean? But she does French. Mm-hmm. She's 4. She does French. She does rugby tots. They do exercise class like PE. But one of the big things that I love about her preschool is that they do forest school as well.
Yeah.
And so they do stuff like making their own fire. Yeah. Obviously supervised and shown the correct ways and techniques and stuff like that. And I think it's brilliant. The teachers there are fantastic, and one in particular brings his own sort of tools in as well, and teaches the kids how to use a tool, use a screwdriver or use a wrench or whatever, and they just pick up these little life skills that are brilliant. They have a kitchen that's a lot smaller as well, so they have the main kitchen where they do the lunches and stuff, but when it comes to baking and the pancake day the other day, all the kids are making these pancakes themselves, getting told how to do it, but then they have a shorter kitchen, so the kids can do it themselves and learn how the cooker works or the oven and whatnot. And it's amazing as a little preschool. I'm excited for it to go to school and pick up some more stuff. But I mentioned, someone mentioned it the other day. My daughter does Lego. She plays with Lego quite a bit. Mm-hmm. And we have the Lego Friends series. We have some Harry Potter Lego, and we've just been playing with it normally. She's just picked it up on her own, and she's looking through the manual and building things on her own. And someone said to me the other day, that's crazy that your 4-year-old knows how to follow a manual to do Lego.
Yeah, innit? It's mad, innit? Pippa does it all the time.
Yeah.
We had a stormtrooper. Now there's different Lego. You can get children's Lego, which to me is madness. Yeah. Children's Lego and then just normal Lego.
Is children's Lego the Duplo though, the bigger blocks?
It's like it's done simply. It's simplified basically. Yeah. So we got this stormtrooper one time, Lego set, because we're into Lego, and we had a massive Batman Arkham thing Lego, and we got this stormtrooper one, and we gave it to Pippa and we said, look, you do whatever you want with it. If you want to play with it or build it, you can. If you don't, if you want to just make random shit, whatever. And she followed the manual to a T, boom, boom, boom. She set it up, it fired this gun and everything, and it she'd literally, and it kept her occupied for hours.
Yeah.
It was brilliant.
Yeah, that's the thing I like about Lego, is always really invested into it.
Yeah. As much as I enjoy, you talked earlier about technology, they like YouTube and they like listening or playing on PlayStation or playing games or whatever, right? When they're not on it, you're like, oh, that's nice, they're not playing on it. But it's like, if they were just on the technology and they were just doing crap, we say, oh, doing crap, but YouTube is crap, and it's like, yeah, but sometimes we're watching videos and it teaches, them two guys that create a pool in rainforest. Some of them, it's quite informative.
I've got a topic for you.
Go on
then. So this whole thing about technology, and I see it on social media, on Facebook groups and stuff like that. There's pictures and whatnot of kids sat on a tablet, sat playing on a phone, and there's a lot of comments of they shouldn't be doing that, they shouldn't be doing that, they shouldn't be doing that, blah, blah, blah. And there's always that response of, back in my day, we went out and played out. Yeah. Why aren't kids playing out? Why aren't they going around the field and stuff like that? And I get that. I used to play out 24/7, do you know what I mean? My street growing up, we just played out all the time. But there was another 8 kids that were my age, went to school with them, and do you know what I mean? But do you want your kids to play out?
See,
as in, would you feel? I used to go around to the park. That was a good. It was not a big walk away. 5-minute walk. All right, but you had to cross 2 roads, and you had to. There were 3 other streets that was. You know, and then it was down, and there was a massive field and a big woods and a cemetery, and and I'd be going around there with my brother when I was 7, 8, 9, and my daughter's not far off. She's 4, she's nearly 5, so she's nearly at that age where I was playing out, going onto different streets, going around park, going around rec, and I wouldn't feel safe.
That's the thing. My son's 10, and I remember we used to, in this house we used to live in, the shop wasn't far away. It was literally, you cross the road and it's there. And he was like, can we go to the shop? And I went, yeah, sure. And he went, can I go on my own? And at first I was this was when we were 9, not 10, maybe last year sometime, the year before, might be an 8. And I was like, But then I used to think back to when I was that age, and I was the same. Literally, you go out and you spend hours outside. And I think it's become a little bit more, you see a lot of videos online these days, which is, again, due to because it's online. Has it become a bit of an unsafe environment for kids that age to go out? Yeah, it has. You know what I mean? Do we...
I think it has. Yeah. And that's why... this comment of, well, back in my day we used to get kids out and about, in playing out. They should be playing out with their mates. Yeah. I don't feel safe. Yeah. I don't feel safe standing at the bus stop round here. Yeah. And I'm 29-year-old. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? There's literally and I'm not blaming. Well, I am, I guess, blaming the youth of today. But there's gangs of kids, teenagers that. Loud, abusive, say what they want, do what they want, kick what they want. Yeah. And it's yeah, that comment's all well and good, but it's a different time.
Yeah.
You know, 15 years ago, my mum would have left her door unlocked 24/7. You know, there were me going in the house, my brother, stepdad, you know. But even if we went out, if we all nipped out down Sorry Ridge to get a, you know, whatever takeaway or, you know, nip to the shops, the door would be unlocked because you would be comfortable with everybody on your street would protect everything that's happening. So burglaries wise, it didn't happen when we were growing up.
Not very. It did happen, but not often as it does now.
Yeah, like, it happened, but
when on your street now, like do you know your neighbour?
And so I don't live at the same house anymore. My mum still lives at the same house.
Yeah,
she still we know the neighbours. You know, it's not like it used to be.
Yeah.
Where when I was growing up, they used to have street parties.
Yeah.
So we had one on certain day. You know, like New Year's Eve was down at Mick and Karen's house.
Yeah.
Christmas Eve party were down at Pierce and Amelia's house, and then we used to do the Halloween party.
Yeah.
We even used to go on a street holiday.
Yeah.
Which nowadays, if you said our whole street's going on holiday, that's amazing. On social media, all them houses are getting burgled.
Yeah. And people would go, that's weird.
Yeah. But we used to all go to, it wasn't like a holiday abroad, it was, we'd go to like a camping holiday. But everyone on the street would go.
Yeah.
And it was all like a big community thing. But that's changed now, but you still know your neighbours and stuff like that.
Like, I know my neighbour, but I don't know his name. So I'll say hello to him. Right, mate, how are you going? I think his name's Steve. I don't know. If he's listening, I apologise. I should know your name. But as a kid, we were the same. We used to live on a street. We lived in many houses, and my mum used to run pubs. So obviously, we knew a lot of people.
Yeah.
She knew a lot of people. We used to live on a street, and literally, you're talking these between 50 and 70 houses.
Yeah.
And you'd feel comfortable walking into someone's house, knowing who they are, because they all had kids same age. You all went to not same school, but you kind of played and did the same sort of stuff.
Yeah.
And you felt comfortable talking to the parents. You know, if they offered you a drink, you won't be like, who's this weirdo going to rape me? Like,
You
know what I mean? Whereas now, if guy across from my house came over and offered my kid a drink, I'd be like, what are you doing, weirdo? Like, get away.
Yeah.
Like, so I think...
Yeah, even like, so my mum's next door neighbour, it's different to what it is now, but he was probably, I don't know, 25, 26. It was a young guy, like, to have his house. I know he rented it, but he was still quite a young guy, you know, bachelor sort of lifestyle, I guess.
Yeah.
He would join in the fucking water gun fights.
Yeah.
And like, there was nothing sinister about it. It was just the kids were out on the street playing, you know, having a laugh, and he'd open his bay window and lob a bucket of water out, or like fire a water gun out of the window, and just because it made everyone smile.
Yeah.
If that happened now, someone would be like,
Nonce.
I'm
getting the
word, nonce.
Yeah.
It's true though, isn't it?
It is true. It is very true. And it's such...
And then it's the question, kids should be playing out.
Yeah.
But like, if, you know, they used to bring out, other parents used to bring out ice lollies or, you know, drinks for everybody.
Yeah.
And like you said, if your neighbour saw everyone playing out, like your kids playing football on the street or whatever, do they even play football on the street?
Yeah.
And give them an ice lolly.
Yeah.
That'd be like questioning, is that guy a pedo?
Yeah. Are you...
That's the world
trying to get them into your house, like...
Yeah.
But
and they'd be like, no, it's a hot day and they're playing football, it's cool to see the kids out playing, here's an ice lolly. Yeah. Like, there's no behind it, but it's a mad one, innit? It's a mad world, but...
It is a mad world. It's
scary for us as parents to wonder what it's going to be like for our kids to grow up.
Yeah.
And your kids are growing up now.
That's the thing, my little boy, I say little boy, he's 10, and he's almost taller than his stepmom.
Yeah. He's probably taller than me.
Yeah, he's quite tall. And next year he goes to secondary school, and that's like a horrible thought. It's not a horrible thought, but it's like, well, that's a bit of a scary thought to think that next year he's literally secondary school. He's going to be a teenager soon. And I remember going to secondary school was, I wouldn't say it was tough, but like when you first get there, one of the scariest things ever.
Yeah, it is. Like the year 11s and, you know, even the year 8s, you know, the year above is a scary thought. These kids that are older, they're wiser, they've done a lot of stuff at school, you know.
Yeah.
They've experienced that hardship of the, you know, the weathered students as such, you know, like.
Yeah. But you used to, like, when you go to school and you hear stories of people getting bog washed and stuff like that.
That was the ultimate story in high school. Like, that was the thing. Getting bog washed.
You're going to get bog washed. It's like,
I've never seen someone get bog washed.
I don't think anyone has ever been.
Is it even true?
Yeah. Like, yeah, and just, I remember when I got wedged once, like bad.
Yeah.
And it was like, that's your initiation right there.
Yeah.
And then you're in now. You're in high school.
Yeah.
You're in secondary school.
I was quite lucky that I had an older brother there.
Yeah.
You know, I went to one high school up until year 9, so that's like 13-year-old. And then I left because my brother left. So my brother finished his high school, and then I was like, I only went there because my brother to back me up, you know, because you hear bog wash stories, getting wedged, and you know. So once he left, I moved to another school. Funnily enough, I work in that school now.
Yeah. That
I moved to. You know, on a Wednesday, I support their students with their mental health and stuff like that. But I'm glad that I had my brother there to back me up. An older guy that's known around school. So.
See, I'd like to think that's the case for me and my little brother when he came to secondary school. But he's fucking like, you know, when you see them kids and you're like, you're gonna be hard as fuck when you get older. He was like that. He got to year 7 and it'd be like literally no one would mess with him.
Yeah.
And I'm like, he didn't even fucking need me. Like somebody start on him and just punch him in the face. Straight up punch him in the face and like sound. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'd call them. I'd go, James, I need help. You know what I mean? He's hurting me.
There was the same. There was luckily a part of my friendship group at that school, my first high school. Lad called Adam. Still friends now, which is ace. The weird thing about high school is that we put a lot of time and effort into friendships.
Yeah.
And I certainly did. I came out with absolutely shit GCSEs because I was more worried about my popularity, my friendships, building friendships. And the weird thing is I don't talk to any of my mates outside of school now. 29, I don't really have contact. No. I'll say hello to them, you know, but I don't. It's not just me, they don't do it either. It's just one of them things we've all grown apart, we've all grown up, we've got kids or we've got missuses or whatever, we live in different parts of the country. But there's one guy, Adam, that I still speak to regularly, top lad, lives in a different part of the country now, but he was that guy that was just hard as fuck. And I remember year 7, he had a fight because he got the year 11 shoes dirty. He came in his fresh white Air Max chaff trainers.
That was your own fault.
And he wanted to play football. We had a little area that we used to hang out in. Wanted to play football. Adam got his shoes scuffed up. This lad started on me. Adam fucking battered him.
Yeah.
And it was like, I'm staying with this guy. This guy's my friend. Yeah.
But I get that with the friendship side of things.
Yeah.
Like I see Oliver now, and he's got his little group of mates, and they're all texting or Snapchatting or whatever they do these days.
Yeah.
And in group chats and that, and I see them growing. But I've still got my little group chat of mates I've got from school.
I think it's ace if you can keep that, and I think this is something that I try and teach some of the students that I work with is, friendships are special, and you know, it molds you into a person, or you know, it can do, and but I see a lot of people really focusing on that friendship, and I think that's where my experience of that comes in. Of like, listen, I did really bad at school because I was too bothered about what Joe Bloggs has said, or this person said, or what they think of me. So I was trying to be the funny guy, the person to talk to, or part of the crew. So and that's what's happening at some of these students that I speak to now is that they're getting too upset over little things like we spoke someone today that we spoke to not getting reply within 19 minutes and they were pissed off.
Yeah, that's like, it. I'm deleting them. I'm
getting rid of them.
Like,
luckily we didn't have that back then, but at the same time, like, it's just the kids are getting upset over not getting a response straight away or so on, and it's my job to be like, look, friendships are important, but focus on what you need to focus on now, and if that's schoolwork, focus on that.
Yeah, it's a difficult one, like.
But then there's also a part of me that says, fuck GCSEs, look at me. I came out with nothing, and I chose to learn when I was ready to learn. So my first job was with the council as a lifeguard, and I advise that for everybody now. Like, 16-year-old, get a job as a lifeguard. You're on $10.50 an hour. Everyone else is working weekends at a coffee shop getting minimum wage.
Yeah.
You're balling.
With $10.50.
With $10.50, just...
See, I always tell people their first job should be in some sort of hospitality. Washing up.
Yeah.
Kitchen. Or even retail. Just so you know how to deal with people.
You're a bit different, though, as an employer, as in giving people an opportunity. I remember my first time handing my CV out. Right? Going around handing CVs out. I don't know if people still do that. They probably just email it nowadays.
No, they do. They still do it.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. So they should.
We've all done it. I've done it.
Yeah, going into Coffee Calais down the road.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's called that anymore. I think it's called Cafe Number 5 or something.
Mambo Number 5.
Mambo Number 5.
It's Cafe like number 1 or something.
Is it? Cafe Number 1. I don't know. It used to be called Coffee Calais, didn't it?
Yeah.
And I 16, I looked 16, handed my CV in.
Yeah.
Have you got any weekend jobs? Dishwasher, whatever.
Yeah.
Have you got any experience? No, I'm 16. You need about 2 years experience to work here.
Yeah.
How the fuck am I going to get 2 years experience at 16? Should I start at 14? Start at 14?
Yeah.
And then, even then you'd have been like, you need 2 years experience to work here. Also, I have to start at 12.
Yeah.
Who's giving me the experience?
Yeah, fucking...
You're different as an employer because you give experience. You're happy to take someone on and help them
and
progress, teach them.
Yeah, because I remember how it was. I remember how hard it is. Try to get a job at 16, 17. You come out of school, your mums or your dads, they're like, get a job. Again, disciplining you. You've got to get a job.
That was one thing.
Like,
so,
fucking hell, alright.
16,
I've just finished school, let me chill out.
16, my dad was like, get a job.
Yeah.
You need to get a job, get pocket money and stuff like that. Yeah, okay. So I went in, started working hard all week, all weekend. And then I got told off for not spending fucking time at home. Like, you're not spending enough time at home.
Yeah.
Because I have a half sister as well. And that was a thing, going back to discipline. Me and my brother saw a different... We love our sister to bits, but my dad treated her different.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Maybe because she's a girl, he had 2 boys. I don't know.
No.
I don't know. But yeah, I get a fucking telling off for not spending enough time at home then. Like, you told me to fucking work.
Yeah, no.
I'm doing it. And I'm getting told off to do it.
Yeah, I've got a job.
But yeah, starting as a lifeguard, 16, getting some good money. But then it was, what followed on from that, it was like, right, I'm in this environment, I'm getting good money. I want to now learn.
Yeah.
I want to progress. So what can I do to progress? Right, do courses, do MVQs, do things like that. So then I started to do my gym instructors and got my gym instructors award, so I could do that for the council. Then I started to think about teaching, so I wanted to become a swimming teacher. So I got my certificate in swimming teaching that I'll have for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
And the same way I did a level 3 in management as well. Something that the council paid for, but I was ready to learn then. Yeah. I was ready to put an extra 10% in, an extra 20% in to achieve something. So there is a part of me that says, don't worry too much about friendships now because they might be gone later on.
Yeah.
Focus on your grades.
Yeah.
But there's also a part of me that says, fuck your grades, because sometimes it's not all about that.
Yeah.
It's when you're ready to develop yourself, and you will do when you're ready.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But you can't say that at school. I can't say that at school. I
No.
can't say forget school.
Yeah.
Because then they'll put zero effort in. They'll get a bollock in. You know, and so I can't say that at school. But yeah.
Going back to, I had a point then in my head, and I
sorry, mate. I'm just
don't worry.
Waffling on.
Yeah, it's all right.
Shout out to Diet Coke sponsors.
Yeah, all these sponsors. Can of water again.
Yeah, no, shout out to Can of Water
for liking.
I tagged them in the post. They liked it.
Castroni again.
We rate your shit. Send us some sparkling. I want some sparkling Can of Water.
I don't. It's naff.
All right. Well, at least then you'd have one drinking spring, one drinking sparkling.
Yeah. Shout out to Castroni again.
Again, Castroni coming in with the hitter, the hard hitter. Do you remember your point?
I don't remember my point, but yeah. So in terms of disciplining as children, I think we're on the same wavelength. We do it because we want them to have a better life when they're older, if that makes sense. Like, we're not hitting as children. Yes, I admitted earlier that I have hit my children, but I'm not hitting them now. Like, I won't ever go up to Oliver and purposely, like, tell him off, you're a bad boy, like, you know what I mean? Like, we have fights, we have play fights, but it's nothing too serious. So yeah, it's just, maybe that changed, like, when I had my daughter. Like you say, having a girl's different to having a boy.
I don't know that, so, because I've got a girl, so, I mean...
I don't know, but yeah.
If you could, I know you're expecting.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you're publicly saying gender and...
Oh, yeah,
and whatnot,
it's just we're having another boy.
Another boy?
Yeah, boy.
Right.
Yeah.
If you decide to have another one, that's it. And what if you could pick? If you could pick, I know you can't.
Yeah.
And people always come back to me, well, you can't pick.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I'm not asking that.
Yeah.
I'm asking if you could pick.
Between a boy or a girl.
What are you going for?
Right. So, first of all, boy, straight up, right?
Yeah.
Just because of my experience of what it was like, of having a boy and a girl, I find as a boy, raising a boy as a baby, they're easier than raising a girl. Right?
Okay.
So for ages, right, I used to be like I tell my kids now, as babies, Oliver, you were like, used to love snuggles, hugging me, and all that kind of stuff. And Pippa used to hate it. Every time I pick her up, cry. So like, fucking hell, Oliver, we're a dream child. Might be different than this next boy.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'd be like boy all over. But now I'm like, Pippa is so funny. Just Oliver is like a little bit dull in terms of like, sometimes it's funny, yeah, he's really into football and it's like we bond with that. But Pippa is like me, weird as fuck, like, and it's awesome.
Yeah.
That's why I find it sometimes hard when we're talking about disciplining children. I find it hard disciplining them, because, like, you know, for anybody watching, you know, if you've ever heard your kid swear as a young kid, how hard is it trying not to laugh?
Yeah.
Fuck me. Right, so that little story for you. They're in the back of the car, I'm driving, and Oliver's got his lunchbox winding her up, and he throws this lunchbox and it hits Pippa. And she grabs this lunchbox and she goes, Oliver, this fucking lunchbox! And just fucking lobs it at his head, right? And instantly, right, I didn't know what to do, right? I was like laughing, but at the same time I'm like, Pippa, you can't swear like that because it's not good. Like, you're 7, like, you shouldn't be swearing like that. Yeah. It's bad for you. It's not bad for you, but it's bad, right? And oh my God, I've never wanted to laugh so much in my life. Like, I remember the first time Oliver accidentally swore, and I think he got it from me, which is bad. And he were playing on this car game on his PlayStation, and the car in front wouldn't move, and he went, "Move, you dick," like that. And I laughed, and I went, Oliver, look, I know you've heard me say that. I'm naughty. Don't say that. Like, so now my kids, every time if I swear or say a swear word, they're like, Daddy, no. like, and they'll tell me off for it. So, like,
yeah, that's good.
That's a good thing.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, I
And
mean, I don't swear at all around my child, and I'm not saying like it's a bad thing. You know, it's entirely how you parent. It's up to you, innit? It's not for me to personally judge on any parenting. I would get a bollocking off my wife if I swore.
Yeah.
Last night, my daughter was trying to say a sentence. This is a hard thing about being a parent, is that when parents parent differently, as in, because we're equal people to a child, as in, I'm a parent, you're a parent, but you have a different idea, and it's really hard to find a common ground. Although it's what you strive to do is to be right. Let's parent the same. You know, I've listened to audiobooks the same. You know, so we both listen to the same audiobook of how, you know, we should parent and stuff like that. Personally, I don't think there should be a manual on parenting. It's one of there should be advice of don't forget to change your child's nappy. Don't forget to feed them. You know, cool. But everyone's different. Yeah,
everybody parents different.
We read baby books, you know, and I could have literally lobbed them out of the window as soon as my daughter was born. Yeah. Because there was nothing in there to say, you know, your daughter's going to be born with reflux. She's going to be born with a milk protein allergy. She's going to be itching. She's going to be crying. You're going to have to hold her this way because she's going to have this reflux. That wasn't in there. It was just like, make sure you stroke your baby's head, or you know what I mean? But the other night, so parents different. We're different parents, but we're the same parents. As in, we do try our best to parent the same. And we were all in the bathroom, always in a bath. Charlotte was watching her, playing with her and stuff like that. And I was stood facing the mirror. I think I was brushing my teeth or something, and
checking yourself out.
Just checking myself out, really. And always trying to say something, and she said something in a different order. And I just said, that's not even a sentence. And I got the dagger eyes, and like, you can't say that to a child. And I was like, but I'm a parent too. I must have thought in my brain that's an okay thing to say. Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, that was an apologetic moment. Sorry. You did really well with your sentence. Well done.
She's not here right now. Just like
I know. Yeah. But so it's a tough subject. I don't know if we should do a poll on that. Disciplining parents. Sometimes it feels like you're getting disciplined as a parent. Disciplining children.
Yeah.
Brew it or stew it.
Brew it or stew it. Like, disciplining your child, it has to be a brew it. But not in terms of smacking the shit out of them.
I think we could pick a different word. What would be a different word?
For discipline. Yeah.
Yeah. Because in my head, discipline is
what about teaching?
The cane.
What about teaching your child?
Yeah.
So you're teaching your child.
Well, I think everyone would brew that, wouldn't they? Teaching your child.
Yeah. To do things.
It's got to be a word that's...
Unless you're doing teaching during lockdown and they're home from school, and that was stressful as fuck.
Yeah. We'll have to use the word discipline, I guess, but it's one of them, innit? I can't think right now of a different word to describe it, because instantly I think of hitting your child, using a cane, the ruler or whatever back in 70s at school. But we'll have to brew it or stew it.
It's a tough one.
It's a tough one. For me, I think I'll stew it.
Yeah.
Because I teach my child not to do things.
Teach him how to be, like when I teach Oliver, instead of discipline, now I teach him to tidy his bedroom.
But I do not agree with hitting a child.
No.
So, I don't agree with it, whether it's, a little smack on legs or whatever, smack on wrist. I don't agree with it. So, for me, it's a stew it. But I understand why you're saying brew it, though. Yeah. I understand it. Fist me. Yeah. I'll fist you if you fist me. Yeah. So, right, we'll finish off with a bit of a conspiracy, because it's already half an hour longer than his last pod.
Yeah, we've got we delved deep. I feel like this one's been a bit of a deep one.
It has been a bit of a deep one. We've had a few laughs though.
I think we'll.
It's been more of a conversation than last time. I think.
Yeah.
I think last time we were nervous. We were unsure. We were like, we want this to be really cool, and sometimes you have an expectation of being like, I want this to be the funniest thing that's ever out there, and it's going to be alongside Joe Rogan. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's not. And we're nervous, and we're reading off pointers and stuff like that. And I think this has been a bit more of a conversation, a bit more of a chill conversation. But what I think is that we can relate. I think some people will relate to what we've discussed today about as children. I know some people watching or listening are new parents. Yeah. So it'll be relatable to them, as in like, how do I feel about this? There'll be some people listening or watching that are not old parents, but maybe old parents as well. But have an opinion on maybe discipline 20 years ago was a good thing. Yeah. The hitting the back of his legs or whatever, or maybe it was a good thing. I don't know. But, but we'll have a bit of a chat about conspiracies. We've been throwing a few out here and there. This morning you were like, let's talk about pigeons not being real, and I completely forgot I'd read about that one. I think that one's for a different one. I need to read up a bit more on that about pigeons being. Like they were spies or something?
Yeah, they're all spies.
Yeah.
It's the same with like homeless people as well. That's another one.
What, that homeless people are not real?
No, homeless people are obviously they're homeless, but they have a network where they're spies, undercover spies.
I thought you were going to say underground then, because I was going to be like, there's a place, Antarctica, it's a fucking entrance, innit?
But no.
But you want to have a chat about celebrity deaths, and maybe them not being real. Yeah, I probably know who you're going to talk about. Well, you're going to talk about Tupac.
Yes, you went there. There's Tupac, there's Biggie.
Into that,
you know what I mean.
My conspiracy with some deaths, though, celebrity-wise. So there's a conspiracy of Kurt Cobain. Yeah. With is it Courtney? What's her surname? Courtney Love.
Courtney. Oh yeah, I want to say Courtney.
I want to say Courtney Love, but Courtney. Yeah. Yeah, killing him. There's a conspiracy of that. Yeah. Was you thinking the same?
No.
What were you thinking?
I didn't know about this. This is the thing. I'm
all
just
right.
Like, oh, okay.
I've also watched a video of someone admitting murdering Kurt Cobain.
Right. Okay.
All right. So.
But I could do that now.
Yeah. True. Yeah. But you're 29.
31.
30, yeah, I'm 29. 31. So when did Kurt Cobain die?
Don't know.
Right then. Yeah. Well, I imagine you'd have been like 15, 14 or something. Yeah. I don't imagine you're flying to America solo to blow his brains out. No. So that's debunked your conspiracy of you killing him.
See, I'm conspiracy theories, right? I need to be given a conspiracy. You give me one right now, like Kurt Cobain one, right? And then convince me that it's real. Because I go, Kurt Cobain killed himself. Boom, done. That's it. Close book. Right? Nothing else happened in that situation. The guy had problems and he killed himself. Okay. Right? It's the same with Michael Jackson. Everyone's like, he's not dead. Or like whatever, or he didn't die, how he died.
Right. Well, there's a few conspiracies about that. As in, that he's not dead. Yeah. All right. So one of them is that he's not dead, and he's going to come back. He in his way through life. There's a good meme actually of someone who's created a Michael Jackson account on Instagram, and they've messaged someone saying, "I've been hiding all along. Can you send us your Cash App? Yeah. Or can you PayPal me like £1,000 so I can make a comeback?" And they end it with hee. And but yeah, there's also a conspiracy that it was actually the doctor that killed him. Yeah.
See, this one, as much as I don't like conspiracies, I actually think that is real. I think the doctor fucked up and killed him. Yeah? Yeah. So that's not a conspiracy.
But why do you think that though?
I just feel like it was an accident. I feel like because I love Michael Jackson so much. I got tattooed.
Yeah.
And
did you ever spend time at his ranch?
Never went to his ranch. Right. Fuck you.
Did you ever sleep in his bed?
Never ever slept in his bed. But yeah, I just feel like something happened, and it was an accident. Like he gave him too much, and he reacted badly.
Too much what though?
Too much morphine or too much.
But
drugs.
why is he taking that?
I don't know. I don't fucking know Michael Jackson. Wait then.
Well, now you just said you love him.
Yeah, but for his music side of things, he's a bit like Kanye. A little bit weird.
Yeah, a little bit weird.
Well,
a little bit weird.
Michael Jackson was a lot weird. Wasn't he?
If he lived across the street and give someone an ice lolly, even 20 years ago they'd have gone, "You fucking nuts."
You're nuts. Yeah.
Next door to him, it could have been just,
yeah,
average guy gives it all in and be like, that's nice.
Yeah, he's nice.
Oh, what a guy!
Who the fuck is this guy?
MJ comes out and he's moonwalking backwards and yeah. Can you moonwalk forwards? I don't know.
No.
Yeah. So.
What about the Eminem one? Have you heard that one?
No.
So the slim Eminem one is that Eminem actually died, and that Eminem now is a different person, and they just.
If that's true,
yeah,
the guy now is still a lyrical genius. Though.
Yeah, I don't believe that. I think that was another one that was for Avril Lavigne. Yeah.
Like why?
I don't know why, but yeah, these are weird conspiracies, aren't they?
Yeah, there's an artist. I don't know if you know who Jeff Buckley is.
No.
Sang Hallelujah.
Yes.
Yeah. So he.
Oh yeah, no.
Yeah, so he died at a young age as well, and that's a whole other bracket of conspiracy of this 27 Club. Mm. I'm not too sure. Let me just quickly Google it while we're here. I'm not too sure on the age that Jeff Buckley was when he died, but I know he was quite young. Let me just have a quick.
I've heard of the 27 Club.
Yeah, so the 27 Club is the. So he was born in 66, died in 97. He's way older than 27 there, isn't he?
I don't know. Quick maths. 2 + 2 is 4.
Yeah. But, yeah, there's this 27 Club sort of thing, and people dying at a young age. And even some conspiracies there lead into, like, the Illuminati and shit like that.
Yeah. Illuminati is an whole different...
So what's your thoughts on Tupac?
Tupac's dead. Like this is my like people are like he's not dead. He's living somewhere. Tupac is dead. He was shot and killed. Dead.
Proper brown bread. Dead.
Dead. He's not coming back at some point and being like because if he were going to do it, he would have done it at halftime show at Super Bowl. It's just gone. That'd be fucking class. But he's dead. Yeah. Camera's just died. So.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we'll continue it on here and.
Yeah.
But yeah, Tupac's dead.
Tupac is dead. So that's my thoughts. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I'm on the same. It is interesting though when people do say like, "Oh, he's still alive."
I love that people have taken time out of their day or out of their life to go. I'm going to prove you wrong in facts and not facts, but just things they bring forward. Like, what about when this happened? Like, and it makes you think. Like that's what conspiracy is. And it's like, that's class. That does make me think. But unfortunately, he's dead.
Yeah. There's one about like Bob Marley as well.
Yeah, Bob Marley.
Like Bob Marley's not dead, he's still alive. There was one about Jesus, that he died in the cave.
But there's one where there's one where he's not actually real. That's another one.
That's another conspiracy that he's not actually real.
Yeah.
So yeah, I reckon we could probably pick out a fair few people about this conspiracy of celebrities dying and be like, are they dead? Are they not dead? I'd like to know other people's opinions on celebs dying, celebs deaths. What we're going to do now is the camera's just died on this podcast, so for the last couple of minutes of this poddy that we're going to put up on YouTube, it's probably just going to be as logo and finish off with us talking. Which that's the unfortunate business of being newbies to this world of podcasting. But we're definitely going to put this out on our Spotify. So I think it's probably easy to listen on Spotify. But
yeah, I think we're coming to. It's been an hour and 40 minutes.
Hour and 40. I need to go back to work, mate.
In it, yeah.
Yeah.
We've got live, so
yeah. Good chat. So we'll do a few polls on his Instagram. So if you want to go check out that, it's at coffee_shop_opinions. If you typed in coffee shop opinions, it'd come up.
Yeah.
So go give us a follow on Instagram. That'd be amazing.
Yeah.
And we'll do some polls on there about what we've spoken about today. So like the current events about Kanye being weird, yay or nay.
Yeah.
Well, Stuart, brew it or stew it on that one.
Yeah.
The new Batman film, brew it or stew it. Disciplining children, brew or stew.
Yeah.
And then also we'll do a bit of a poll on celebrity deaths. Are they still alive? And your opinion, yeah or nay. We'll round it up there. Like last time, shout out to Castrone for the coffee today. We're thinking about doing this podcast in a few different coffee shops around. We were going to get some takeaways, but I think it might be kind of cool to do it in a different coffee shop too.
Yeah.
And shout out to Can of Water.
Shout out to Can of Water. Again.
Quenching our thirst, liking our stuff on the Instagram as well, which were a bit of a shock. Tagging them in a post and them liking it. So, I hope you all hope you all stay happy. Hope you all stay healthy.
Yeah, and
peace.
Peace out.